I've been in real estate going on my 12th year this year, and uh, always here in Colorado Springs. Started in the business in 2003. Started out with my father, who was a realtor. He kind of showed me the ropes. So I worked with him for a couple of years, and then I decided I wanted to build my own business. So he was good at what he did, but he was happy with his level of production, and I wanted to learn more. So I started to do different types of coaching. I did that for a while. I thought, well, okay, I've learned enough here, but I need to move on. And I was wanting to just continue to grow. And I started going to conferences back in 2004 and 5 and saw the whole concept of building teams and, selling a lot of homes and not, working 7 days a week all the time to do it. So I kind of in the back of my mind wanted to work towards building a team, but I just wasn't getting there. So I finally hired my first assistant, I want to say in 2010, and really started building the team concept. So from 2003 to 2009, I was just a single agent. But every year my production had increased, but not quite as fast as I'd hoped. So I tried a couple other coaching companies. I had a couple of buyers agents. Was still not, I broke 100 homes. I sold 102 homes and then 114. Uh, and I just wanted to get to that next level, but I just still didn't feel like we had the systems we needed. So I actually was looking at different coaches and saw Lars had a video testimonial and thought, oh, okay, he's a Remax agent. I'm just going to call him and ask him who should I coach with, and actually reached out to him and he said, oh, I'm actually getting into the coaching business and here's why. And I was really excited about it because I wanted to build a team where I could step out from day-to-day production, day-to-day clients, and be more of a CEO, and that's what he'd done. And he'd only been in the business for 5 years at that time. So I, jumped on board with him. It took me a month or two to make that decision. I wish I would have made it quicker, but I signed up with him. I want to say it was end of October. So yeah, I've been coaching with him for just about a year. So that's kind of what led up to it, and I've been really happy with it so far.
Okay. So, what were the first things he noticed you had to work on right away? What were the first things you started implementing?
Well, we had to, because I had already built a team per se, I kind of had to rebuild it. So I had to move a couple of people around on my team to different positions and restructure and just rebuild the system. So we started with the buyer side, and that's really we really have that kind of nailed down right now. And currently we're working on building the listing side, but we put in the system for buyers with accountability, the uh, the weekly trackers, and all the things that he has in his business to keep his buyer agents accountable. And along with that, I actually had to let some people go and restructure. So I had a change with my buyer's agents, hired uh, two new buyer's agents, and one that was helping me with listings. He went strictly back to being a buyer's agent, and we were able to build that process out. Now they're doing great. So that was one piece that he's helped with, and then also just handling of all the sign calls and buyer leads. Um, we were getting quite a few phone calls, and he helped me put into place the if by phone system and the way to manage those phone calls. So it's been great. It's freed me up from receiving phone calls on my cell phone or at the office, and they go directly to our agents, and that's just been that's I think in the last hangout I did, that's the biggest thing that's really helped get my time back is phone system. So just those two systems right there, the whole buyer system and then the phone system to make sure the phone numbers are all funneled to the one person that's on opportunity time. It's really helped me focus on putting these other pieces in place into the business.
Okay. And since putting those pieces in place, what kind of results have you been seeing?
Well, because we've been rebuilding, we haven't seen, ginormous, enormous growth in the number of transactions that we're doing. Last year, I sold 114 homes. This year, we're on track to do about 125. So we do have an increase in production, but I had to step back and look at. I've rebuilt my entire team, uh, administrative staff, my buyers agents, pretty much everyone on my team is brand new, and I was able to do that with the help with Lars and keep my production up and actually still increase it from last year. And also, I've been able to increase. the just total, last year did 25 million in production. This year we'll do 30 million in production. We're paying out less in referral fees because I was working with a lot of different places online that you can get leads, but you had to pay 20 and 30, 25 and 30% referral fees. So my bottom line has increased. And also the other thing that I had mentioned in the past was I've been out of the office for 7 weeks this year, and I'm planning on being out of the office for another week before at the end of the year. So basically 8 weeks I am out of the office and we're still functioning. We're growing our team. So it's just been exciting to have my weekends back, have time with my family to go travel, go to other real estate conferences, and have confidence that my team is actually running my business. So I'm not having to micromanage things and take every single phone call or email anymore. It's been great.
Yeah, so if you could go into that a little deeper, how has working on this part of your business affected you outside of business in your personal life?
Well, that's another thing why I like when I spoke with Lars. Some coaches are all about business, and you're just going to have to dig in and work 80 hours a week. Where Lars had a really good balance to his coaching. He wants us to try and work less if possible, or not 60 and 70 hour weeks. So we worked on that, and that's one of the reasons why I hired him. We had that conversation before I even hired him, that business is important to me, but family is more important to me. And he has the same belief system with his business and his family, and so we really had an alignment there. And it's true. After I've been coaching with him for a year, he's always about family, the big rocks. What's important is your family and your children and your spouse. And your business is important, but it's not you're not going to have a very good life if you have a rock star business and your family life's in the dump. So it's been really helpful to help focus on a balanced life, where we can focus on our family, our children, our spiritual needs, whatever the financial needs, um, as well as the business. So it's been really, I think, a really all-encompassing coaching that Lars is able to provide. There's people out there who do life coaching, and then there's business coaches, and I kind of saw Lars as kind of a whole package, where he's able to help coach and walk me through all aspects of the business and just personal things as well.
Yeah, would you say that's unique about Lars among other coaches that you worked with? Without singling anybody out, how would you say he's different?
Well, exactly. I mean, he has experience, and he's had other coaches in the past himself, and he understands the importance of having that balanced life, whereas other coaches in the past have said that, but their coaching and their knowledge and their systems and the materials they provide are all pretty much just around the real estate business, where Lars has been able to create some material and some advice that's kind of more along the lines of a personal coach, a life coach, and at the same time deliver the most amazing systems for the real estate business that I've seen. I mean, if all Lars did was teach his systems in business, his coaching would still be worth it. But I mean, he gives above and beyond that. He gives these systems that he's built, that he's proven, and the other thing is he's still in real estate, and he's increasing his business year over year, and that was important to me because a lot of these other coaches have either never sold real estate, or they did for a small stint, or if they even did sell real estate, they weren't selling 2, 3, 400 homes. Lars is selling 3 to 400 homes a year, and he's in the marketplace right now. And so, I mean, that for me, that was a priceless with the package, the real estate systems. But like you said, also he understands the importance of a balanced life, and he's been able to bring some material and do some exercises with us coaching students that's really helped us, with the whole picture. So, I mean, I've been really excited to put into place these systems. We're still working. I probably have another 12 months to get a lot of other things put in place that I need to, but I'm really seeing some real growth. Another differentiation is, the other coaches I've had, again, there's those other organizations I worked with are great organizations, but I feel like I grew out of them. But there was no end in sight. With Lars, the first call, but even before I hired him, is where do you want to be? Where can I help you go? You're not going to need me for life. A lot of the other coaches are like, well, just keep calling us. You'll need to coach forever. Lars said, Jason, my goal is to coach myself out of a job with you so I can help somebody else, because I don't believe if you do what I teach you to do, you won't need me forever. and he was upfront and honest about that, and I really appreciated the authenticity and what his goal was, because I do think those other coaching companies, they don't really have an end in sight, and they just call you every month and bill you every month. And I have not gotten that from Lars at all. He's a truly genuine person and a genuine coach, and that's what I appreciated him. We had that conversation even before I gave him $1. So.
Cool. So, what is the end game? What's your ultimate goal? What does success look like to you?
Success for me is I'm kind of ADD entrepreneur, and real estate was a vehicle for me to build a business and to grow new ideas. And uh, I've built a good business, and Lars is helping me increase that. But ultimately, I would like to step out of day-to-day production, be more of a CEO where I can step back and maybe start other companies like a home building company or property development, or potentially open offices up in other cities around the United States and build these teams in different geographic locations. So for me, it's just success is to build this business up enough so I can spend more time with family, and then maybe open up other opportunities and doors to create and start or invest in other companies or other businesses. Just that's kind of how I'm driven, but to a point where I don't have to work if I don't want to. And Lars teaches that as well. And there's some tools he provides too. Our goal is to have enough income coming in off of our business or other investments so that if we don't want to work, we don't have to. But I don't think I'll retire anytime soon because I get pretty bored. But that ultimately, that's the success. I think that for me, it's not all about the money, but it's about being able to live a quality lifestyle and spend time with family and things that are important, and not be, a slave to the job, but have that career in that business there if I want it. So anyway, I see that I'm headed in that direction. I see that Lars is helping me head in that direction. I've been really happy with that and excited.
Yeah. So, what advice would you have for somebody who's either just starting out working with Lars or who's kind of in the middle of it, like you are?
Well, my advice would be just do it. I waited 2 or 3 months, and I wish I wouldn't have waited. I would have had 2 or 3 months head start from right now. So if you are thinking about it, just do it. It's an investment that's going to bring you, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 times what it costs or more if you do what Lars recommends and go into it. And my whole philosophy was, okay, Lars is selling 300, 400 homes a year. I'm just going to do what he tells me to do. If he says jump, I'm going to jump. If he says do this, I'm going to do it, because I struggled. I've been in this business 12 years, and here comes Lars, who's been at that time had been in the business just 5 years, and he's killing it. And he's got clients that love him. His employees and staff love him. And I just thought, I'm just going to have to take down my guard, and whatever Lars tells me to do, I'm going to do it. And again, I'm a little slower implementing things than probably other people, so I would just say try and implement things as fast as you can, and just have faith and trust in Lars and his system, because the more trust that I've had and the more that I've implemented, I'm seeing the fruit of everything here, and it's just do it. If you have any reservations, just get rid of it, because you've got to start, and the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to be able to get to your freedoms, and whether it's financial freedom or more time with family, or you just want to be number one in your market. Lars can help you get there.
That's great. Well, do you have anything else that you want to add to kind of sum up your experience with the program so far?
I overall I've been really happy with the program. I continue look forward to continuing working with Lars to build our business to where that I want to achieve that. But ultimately, you just have to take that first step. And if anyone has any questions, they're welcome to reach out and talk to me if they'd like. They're willing. You can touch base. You can email me at jason@jasondanielshomes.com. I'm happy to get back to you as soon as I can if you have any questions. And other than that, you'll join the Lars family, and we have our masterminds that Lars has put together, and those are great too. But ultimately, I don't think there's any other coaching program out there that is the full package. And so I would, just let everyone know that I've searched high and far, and so far Lars has been able to produce what he says he's producing. So definitely just go do it.